Hello and welcome to my presentation on Kahoot. Kahoot is an online trivia assessment type of game that I use in my class for quizzes and things like that. It kind of plays like NTN trivia you'd find at the bar or at Buffalo Wild Wings or someplace like that. Um, and the kids love it. They literally will ask me all the time, "Are we Kahooting it today? Are we Kahooting it?" And usually what I tell them is, you know what, we'll Kahoot on Fridays, and that gives me kind of a nice baseline. It gives me something that they look forward to each day. And it's a totally free site that you could log on to. Basically, you just set it up with your email address and that sort of thing. But what it is it serves three functions. You can use it for surveys, you can use it for discussions, um, and also for quizzes. And like I said, I use it mostly for quizzes. I haven't used it for discussions yet, but you can. Um, and really, let's show you what a Kahoot is. Um, it's a totally interactive game, and you can either create your own Kahoots or you can pull up someone else's Kahoots. And for some reason now Kahoot is being really slow. Um, okay, there we go. And let's do this one. This one's 15 questions. We're not going to play the whole thing. We're actually just going to preview it, just to give you an idea of what Kahoot looks like. And over here on the right, you see what they will get on their cell phones. What they do is they use their cell phones, or they can use an iPad or that sort of thing, to log on to the site. And they get a game pin, which puts them into the correct game. And in a second here, it's going to generate my game pin for me. And what they do is they'll type in that pin, and then they're basically logged into the game. And basically, sometimes what I'll do is I'll show a little video clip at the beginning, like I'm showing here, that kind of gives them, that's the amount of time they have to log in. And they get to create their own names and that sort of thing. And once they've clicked that, they'll join, and their name will pop up here, and that sort of thing. And once they're all logged in, I'll start it. Sorry, I don't have time to show that whole thing. I know some of you might like that. But basically what it is they'll get questions and they have to answer them. And they'll get points based off of correct answers, and also they will get points off of how quickly they answer. So this one is, just so you know, this one's basic Disney trivia. Created it for use at home. But I've shown it actually in class, in my history on film class, a couple times, and in a couple other classes just for fun. The kids totally love it. And so basically what they do is they'll click and they'll answer the different questions, and they go through the whole quiz. And the really cool thing about this is you can both use pictures to go with the questions. You can show them video clips and that sort of thing, to just go along. And then when they're done with the whole thing, you can actually get their results. Throughout the game, they'll track where they finish and how many points they have. It'll tell them how many they have right and wrong. In the end, it'll tell them where they finished, and then they can rate the thing if they had fun. This is totally fun. I learned a ton. I totally would recommend it, and it makes me feel happy. So they can post that, and you get that feedback. But the great thing is they don't realize that as they're playing the game, it's actually monitoring and keeping the results. And all you got to do is download the results. And what it does is it will pull up a spreadsheet like this with their results. It'll tell you every student's score, the number they got right and wrong, and how they respond to each question. So you get a kind of a feedback of what they knew and what they didn't know, which is a great way. I use this as a pre-test. I give a longer Kahoot. We play it for about 40 minutes as a pre-test in a lot of my classes. And then at the end of the class, when the trimester is over, we will then play the Kahoot again, and we'll see how they did. And it gives me both the baseline data and the follow-up data. Now, some of your kids don't have cell phones and that sort of thing, or can't access. What I do is I'll team them up in my classroom, or else I have 2 iPads in my classroom, and they'll use one of those. So that's a little preview of what a Kahoot is. And like I said, you can create your own there, but there's also a library of thousands, and in this case, 227,000 different Kahoots on a variety of different subjects that you could pull up. Like here's one, a brain anatomy review one, that I might use in my AP Psych class or Cold War review. And you can search through them and find ones that are appropriate for you. You can find out which ones are most popular, or have the most favorites and that sort of thing. You can alter what level you want, if you want school, social, what are you looking for in your Kahoot, that sort of thing. Um, and they're really easy to create. Basically, here we are. These are the ones that have been created by me. And if I wanted to create a new Kahoot, I just click up here. And I'm going to show you a really quick one. Since I'm on the Disney theme, let's just create Disney. And the first question is, can be simple as this. If you have an art class and you wanted to put up a painting, you could say, who painted this? And then you could pull in an image. And here I'm going to pull up an image from my computer. Like I said, I had a bunch of Disney stuff going already. No, Pixar, sorry. Oh, here we go, characters. So if I wanted to say, I wanted to do Woody from Toy Story. Here's a picture of Woody from Toy Story. And then I type in the answers. I'll say Woody, Buzz, Mickey, come on, Mickey, or Pluto. And this one is the correct answer. All I got to do is click on it. And this is a points question. It'll give them points for getting it correct. You can have questions that are non-points questions if you wanted. And you can give them a certain amount of time that they have to answer it. And let's say this is such an easy question. We'll give them 10 seconds. And then say we're all done. We've loaded up all our questions, and we pull up the settings. We can make it, this one would be beginner, who your audience is. Do you want this public or private? I'm going to make it private. So probably going to just delete it later. And so real easy to create. You can put a picture up if you wanted to at the front. For when they're logging in, it'll appear in the background. And that sort of thing. And then once you're done, all you have to do is set it up. Like I showed you before, is you log in and you'll say play this Kahoot. The kids will pull out their phone and they'll play the Kahoot. It is totally easy to do. You can, like I said, you can do video and that sort of thing in the background, and you can that music, you can get rid of that music if you want. But kids love it. It's highly interactive. They get excited when we play it. It's funny. One day in my AP Psych class, at the end of the year, after we've taken the test, we don't do much as far as obviously learning new content. And so they said, "Hey, can we have a day off and just play Kahoots?" And so that's what we did. We played Kahoots, and they learned some things, and they had some fun with it. But it's highly interactive. The kids love it. Like I said, it's very easy to use. And all you have to do is go to kahoot.it, no HTTPS or any of that, no www at the front of it, and sign up. And once you've signed up, it's a fabulous site to use, and I highly encourage you to use it in class.